Hello and welcome, Dota people and fans, to this scrimmage of the RD2L Season 4. I am legion170 and I will be casting for you today. As always, this an All About Dota production. You can find us at twitch.tv/allaboutdota, and we will be around the RD2L all season long. If you need scrims or regular season matches cast, then just look us up in the subreddit or come to our channel and send us a message, or find me on Steam. I am legion170. So with that plugged and said, let's go ahead and jump into the draft between Kanye's KomradZ and who I was told is going to be Trash Tier, even though their in-team name is a little bit differently. So as we pull up the draft here, you can see with that we are well underway with the ban phase. First ban phase completed and the first pick phase almost going to be completed as well. And some interesting stuff going on here. The bans, pretty standard heroes if you look through the selections here. On the side of Trash Tier, you have the Invoker and the Dazzle banned out. Both really good, strong heroes. Dazzle is a very strong support, and up until recent weeks has been, in my mind, very underrated with the amount of things that he can do. The Poison Touch, the heal, the ultimate, not to mention Shallow Grave, so he can do all kinds of things for you. And then on the other side, the first two bans, you had the Lycan and the Ember Spirit, two of the best team fighter / pushing heroes in the game at this point in time. And now we have some interesting bans coming out here. You know, Slark and Viper, also very strong, pretty, I don't know if I would say common heroes, but very strong heroes that you would see in the meta currently. And then Phantom Assassin, who you don't really see a ton of at this juncture, so maybe this is Trash Tier just knowing something about Kanye's KomradZ that I don't, because I'm not 100% familiar with these teams yet. And then the Razor, who's a really good strong mid, good counter to a lot of heroes. So maybe you might see Trash Tier looking to pick up an OD here, as that Razor is a really good counter for that kind of that strong mid hero. As for picks, you've got Ancient Apparition, Ogre Magi, and the Centaur Warrunner up on the Trash Tier. So looking for some good hard supports, some good global presence with the Ice Blast, with the Centaur ult, which is Stampede. So you've got some good global presence there. On the other side, Kanye's KomradZ, they also have some global presence with the Treant Protector and with the Clockwork and that hook shot. On top of that, you've got the Naga Siren, who can be played as that support, but also played as that super pusher. If you get a little bit of farm on her, you get that Radiance, among other things, on her, and she can just cause all kinds of havoc for teams if you let the game get to that point. And finally, kind of catching things up, we get Lina picked on the side of Trash Tier. So a little bit of an odd choice here, having the three supports now as well as the Centaur. It'll be interesting to see how they're going to do this. Are they going to reach back a little bit and send the Ancient Apparition towards that mid lane? Or are they going to do something that I haven't seen in forever, but maybe send the Lina towards that mid lane? I'm not really sure what they're planning on doing here with those three hard supports, but it'll be interesting to find out. Meanwhile, Kanye's KomradZ, for the first time, we have a team dipping into their bonus time. So up to this point, it looked like both teams kind of had a pocket strategy that maybe they were trying to focus on and trying to run here, but now I'm not so sure. I mean, maybe Kanye's KomradZ are a little confused by this lineup as well, and trying to think out what they're going to do to kind of counter it. And the Keeper of the Light comes out, another really good strong support, very strong anti-push or push, whichever way you want to look at it. You pair him with the Naga Siren and his ultimate, and you can get Naga with the Boots of Travel and the Radiance and all kinds of images. You get her going towards one lane while everybody else goes towards the other. You call her back in with the Keeper of Light. You can get that multiple lane split push going on. Really good at controlling other teams' supports as well with the Mana Leak. So a good versatile hero there. And now Kanye's KomradZ probably going to be looking to pick up some kind of a mid-hero, which is what I would assume Trash Tier is going to pick up as well, with the Mirana and Luna bans coming out. And Tiny is picked up for Trash Tier, so just like I thought, a really good mid-hero who can control that lane really well. Except I'm still not convinced that he's going to go there. I think that with the way things are looking right now, and the Warlock is picked up finally by Kanye's KomradZ, So maybe a little bit of a farming Warlock to send towards that middle lane. That would at least be what I would assume, while you would have the Clockwork, Keeper of the Light, and Naga Siren probably in a tri-lane towards that easy lane. Meanwhile, Trash Tier, I'm thinking probably going to be either the Lina or the Ancient Apparition. I'm leaning towards probably the AA would be the safer bet to send down there to get that Ice Blast, that global presence early on. But you could see the Lina go towards that mid lane, with the Centaur going off lane, and then the Tiny and possibly the Ogre and one of those other supports heading up towards a tri-lane of their own. So as the last heroes players pick up their heroes, we'll jump into the game here. And we'll start over on the side of the Dire. We've got Yokata playing the Tiny, Ride playing the Centaur, Joseph Kony playing the Ancient Apparition, Arnora on the Lina, and Ellen Pudge on the Ogre. And actually, the way things are moving right now, maybe Ellen Pudge is heading towards mid on the Ogre Magi, so kind of an interesting development there. Not really sure what's going on here, but on the other side we have Yeeza's Rob KZ. Uses the team tag. So Rob KZ playing the Naga, heading towards that mid lane. Jubby on the Clockwork, heading towards the off lane. In the Fountain Steel, we have Dead playing the Nature's, or not the Nature's Prophet, the Tree and Protector. There we go. Psycha playing the Warlock, and Reverence playing the Keeper of the Light. So both teams doing something a little bit non-traditional here, and kind of sending some people to lanes where I really wouldn't have expected them to be. So I don't know if we're going to see some smoke going on here. No, it doesn't seem so. Maybe a roaming Tiny. I did see that sometime last week, I want to say. Not entirely sure when, if it was in a game of my own or if it was in a professional game, but I know that I definitely saw that at some point. As we look at things, it definitely looks like Ellen Pudge is going to be heading towards that mid lane and saving for the early bottle. 500 gold already, a couple tangos pooled on there, and only Iron Branches. So maybe expecting the Naga Siren to be here. If so, if they are really expecting that, then you know, props to them, because that's not what I would have expected to happen here. Instead, you'll have that Warlock down there with the easy lane farm. So maybe thinking to get Rob KZ some early levels to get the setup for the Warlock ultimate or something of that nature. And Ellen Pudge taking some good damage here in the early game with Riptide. While up top, trading a little bit of shots. And bottom is also not really, not a ton of action going on so far, not a whole bunch of early aggression. Joseph Kony kind of sneaks around there to try to do something on the Clockwork, but nothing going on. You know, if these guys aren't careful with the squishy nature of their heroes, they could get into some trouble with Jubby if he gets a couple levels. Now some harass coming out on him, and mid, Ellen Pudge and Rob KZ are trading a lot of early damage here, both sitting at about half health, both sitting at almost no mana, so some pretty aggressive play going on over there. As I pull up the CS charts here for the first time, Ellen Pudge doing a very good job here of 6-2 so far. So sticking around with that Naga Siren, controlling the lane fairly well. Meanwhile, you have Yokata and Ride kind of dual laning here, and this is something that I really wouldn't have expected. You know, both these heroes kind of require some farm, especially that Tiny. If you really want Tiny to get effective, he needs to have some core items like a Blink, like an Aghanim Scepter, things like that. And Rob KZ taking a lot of damage, but he's going to get healed up by the Tree Protector and that Living Armor. But as I was saying, you know, the Centaur really needs a Blink Dagger, Tiny needs a Blink, and probably an Aghanims. So sticking them in the same lane may be a mistake, but I guess we'll see what these guys have planned. Meanwhile, Psycha, he is definitely getting this easy lane farm. You know, we are seeing these more traditional support slash mid heroes getting the focus in tri-lanes like this in the pro scene because games are going so short. And we have a little bit of a toss. We have that toss, Centaur, little bit of pub play going on there. So I guess that's what they're thinking with this strategy, is to combo these guys together. I know that this is a good pub star strategy where you can just toss them in, get the stomp, get the double edge. But I don't know how well it's going to work in this kind of a scenario. They did almost get the Keeper of the Light. So I guess, you know, it's possible that this might work out for them. But in the meantime, they're giving up quite a bit of farm here towards the Radiant. Meanwhile, checking up top here, Jubby is doing fairly well. He's only 4-1 as opposed to the 9-4 in Lina, so not getting a ton of farm, but he is getting some levels. And as we do that, Reverence gets caught out here in the forest. Both teams have that ward there, so they just caught him out there again and did the toss combo. So I look away to catch up on another lane, and what do you know? I miss exactly what we did before. And wow, 0 for 2 so far. Ellen Pudge getting really low, so a lot of early aggression here in this game. Keeper Light charging a blast up. Ride's gonna take some damage and cancel a potion. Ellen Pudge is pretty low, takes a Riptide. Alaga could get in here. She could potentially do something. Got another Riptide available, but no. So meanwhile, Keeper is gonna stack up these ancient these creep camps. Try to get something going on in the forest there. Clockwork getting a little bit dove on, but nothing's gonna come of it. Joseph Kony gonna take some pot shots from the tower, and Ellen Pudge and RD2L still trading blows. Ellen Pudge getting the best of it for the most part. Keeper Light activates that Invis rune that's been there for a while. And that was definitely spotted out by Ellen Pudge. She watched him do that because of that ward down there. Reverence content to kind of stack this camp and just kind of charge his Coddle Blast going on and try to get some farm in the forest. Kind of an interesting decision here. I guess trying to keep the squishiest of the squishy heroes out of the way of this Centaur Tiny toss combo. And Green Protector doing some work with his living armor all over the map here. Every time we go somewhere, he is healing up somebody. And Ogre Magi picked up Phase Boots, and he's going to Bottle Crow, it looks like. So sending that thing back slowly towards the fountain to charge up and try to get an advantage here on RD2L. Pings do come out for RD2L, and he is Bottle Crowing as well, it looks like. Yeah, he is, in fact. Tiny taking some harass damage there. But after a brutal first minute there where I missed both of the kills, saw him on the minimap, but just couldn't quite get the camera over there quick enough. And now RD2L is in a lot of trouble, taking some damage. Coddle Blast charging, not going to hit anything. So RD2L got really low. Ellen Pudge pretty low herself and forced to back off there before anything could come of it. And double damage rune will spawn towards the top, and Ellen Pudge is going to head towards that. Yeah, electing to just kind of wait for the bottle to get here so she can use those 3 charges and then go in. And meanwhile, bottom here, the toss into the double edge, and down goes Psycha. So 3-0 now for the Dire, and they're starting to kind of snowball a little bit. And I guess that is kind of the nature of this lineup, is stacking that Tiny and that Centaur down in that lane is going to give her a snowball, and RD2L forced to Song of the Siren in order to get away from Ellen Pudge there with the double damage. So the aggression of the Dire and this trash tier team is really kind of getting to the play of Kanye's KomradZ, as Yeezus and Dead and Psycha are kind of playing very defensively now. At the top of that leaderboard, meanwhile, is the Lina with 32 CS, so she's getting a really good farm up there. I'm going to have whatever item, I'm assuming an Aghanims, maybe a Blink Dagger, something of that. She's going to have that relatively quickly as far as those things go for Lina, but in the meantime, Ellen Pudge heading towards the jungle, and she's going to find Reverence, throws out the Ignite, and then a multi-cast on Reverence to take out the poor Keeper of the Light. So that Keeper of the Light not having a good time so far. Pings do come out from the Radiant. They do know that these guys are down here, but Ellen Pudge, she's just going to dive right in. Like, say hello with the Ignite, and then the toss into the Stomp. Gets both heroes into the double edge, and then down goes Psycha. Dead is going to maybe get some... Oh, yeah, Psycha ends up getting the return kill on Ellen Pudge, so a 1-to-1 trade, not really what you want, but it's better than nothing. Meanwhile, RD2L, who's now at the top of the CS chart with 43 CS to node, denies. He's going to push a little, do a little damage onto this mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Wait, maybe they're not actually damaging it. No, they are.
So as things calm down a little bit, Jubby is level 7,
has
that hook shot available, and is looking for somebody. And if he's not careful, he's going to run right into this Tiny Centaur combination. And both teams have wards right here, so they're all going to know where everybody is. And the hook shot misses. So Jubby actually misses the hook shot on 2 heroes, and the Reverence is forced to fall away. Tiny and Centaur are just going to kind of casually walk up towards the rest of their team here.
Tower is being attacked.
And so what could have been a pretty epic team fight turns into nothing. Oh, and actually, no. Ellen Pudge is leading the charge back into the jungle. Reverence Blast, they're going to see that. Ignite comes on to Jubby, and Jubby throws down the cogs, but he's going to get stunned. Joseph Kony throws out the cold feet, and the toss into the stomp, and a double edge will... No, he did not use a double edge. It was just a regular auto attack to get the kill there. So 6-1 for in the favor of Trash Tier. Things going really well for that dual lane of the Tiny Centaur, with Centaur sitting at 3-0-1 and Tiny at 1-0-3. So, you know, 4 kills, 4 assists. They've been in a lot of things, and then there's the toss into the stomp and a double edge, and that's a dead RD2L. So things definitely snowballing here for the Dire. As we pull up the XP charts, we got a 3,000 lead and a 2,000 gold lead for the Dire team. So nothing insurmountable, that's for sure. But things not looking great as Arnora's putting some really good pressure on this top tower.
It's probably fine. Trust me,
and sitting at the top of the CS chart once again. So Lena is basically free farm. You know, as much as that's going to help you. And looks like she's going to go Shadow Blade, picking up the Claymore there. Interesting. I mean, honestly, they don't really need the blink. They've got the Tiny Centaur for that initiation, and it does. I doubt either of those heroes is really gonna work towards that now, because they can just toss in those heroes, and that's a really good initiation for them. It's gonna get a stun on a lot of heroes. And Ellen Pudge throws down the blast, fire blast, and the ignite. Gets RD2L very low, but then forced to kind of run away with that haste rune before anything can come of it. But they've got the initiation, so they don't really need Lena to get a blink. The Aghanims would be... Oh, and a nice hook there from Jubby catching 2 heroes. He's going to get stomped. The Avalanche falls, but Ride is going to fall. Tiny, yes, is going to fall also. So that Battery Assault doing all kinds of work there, and Jubby getting 2 kills. 2 kills for nothing. Well, RD2L... died in the mid lane again to this Pudge. So this Pudge is doing some work here in mid and really taking it to RD2L. Meanwhile, Arnora and Dead kind of staring each other in the face, not really able to do a ton to one another. Arnora is going to get some good harass here. Wow, yeah, Dead took a lot of damage in that, so he's got to be careful. Arnora does have the Laguna Blade available, so it really wouldn't take that much for her to just get this. Oh, and the stun and the Slave into a bunch of auto attacks, and now the Living Armor is going to cancel out most of that damage. Another instance of the Living Armor comes out, and Arnora turns her attentions to the tower. And now Pinks come out. Jubby is here. Battery Assault comes out. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second to the hook shot, and there it goes. Cox come up. Arnor in a ton of trouble, throws out the stun, but no, Jubby's going to clean that up. In the meantime, Yokata and Ride, they're heading towards this top lane, and they want to use their toss combo to great effect here. All 3 heroes kind of grouped up. Buyback comes from Lena, toss goes in, stomp onto Psycha, double edge, Avalanche comes out, and they will not kill Psycha before he's able to pull out, drop the rock. So Centaur will fall in return. Jubby gets tossed away and dies. So Jubby had a good chance to get a return kill there as well, but ends up dying. Tossed away by Yokata there, and Kony in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, should not have stayed around there. One hit by the summon. So 3 for 2 exchange there in the favor of Trash Tier. So we're sitting at 6 and 11 now, and Ellen Pudge is roaming through the forest, and she sees RD2L, waits for him to move the real one away, throws out the ignite, dodges the wrong way, throws out the multicast, and RD2L, is he gonna get away? Wow, 60 health. Gets away with 60 health as the teammates for Kanye's KomradZ jumps in here and are able to escort him away. Ice Blast does connect on 2 heroes, but both relatively decent health, sitting at about half for both. Meanwhile, up top, Jubby's going for Arnora again, and yeah, he's going to clean that up. So the big problem with having the Lina as your core farmer and your leader on your CS chart is the fact that she is so easily caught out by this clockwork. All he needs to do is hook shot, battery assault, and she is essentially dead. There's not much she's going to be able to do about it. Yeah, she can throw out the stun, and she can throw out the slave, and maybe even a Laguna Blade, but she's not going to have those every single time, and even if she did, he might even be able to live that. So he's sitting at about 1,200 health. So we're sitting at about 450, 90. Yeah, so she's not going to be able to kill him, even if she does hit all 3 of those spells in. RD2L caught out by the Tiny and the Centaur. Caught the very tail end of that, assuming, as it normally goes, it was the toss into the stomp, and then the avalanche cleaned things up there. So these guys are going to move up towards up through the forest here, being very, very aggressive, continuing that trend so far. They're just waiting for the Lina, who is smoked up solo, and now they're thinking about going in. Radiant knows something's up. They don't know where, they don't know when, but they know a lot of people are off the map.
Radiant's
and here it
bottom
comes.
tower is
Tiny's
under
walking
siege.
in. He's going to throw out the avalanche. He just throws out the avalanche, doesn't even need to use the toss. The stomp comes out, the double edge, and Jubby goes down. Dead is in a lot of trouble as well. Cold feet it up. He gets blasted, and he will fall as well. Psycha, Ice Blast on him, and he's falling really low, and Laguna Blade is going to clean him up. So, not needing that much. Oh, and Yokata gets caught up a little bit there, and these chains are doing a lot of damage to the Dire team. It's just the fact that they don't have a whole lot going on, and actually, the chains clean up the Ancient Apparition
Radiant's
there.
middle tower is under siege.
So they didn't have a lot of damage remaining, but the damage that they did have was enough to throw some of that residual damage through the chains there and pick off the Ancient Apparition. I actually thought that the Ancient Apparition might do a little damage himself with something, but instead does not get his ult off and dies to the chains. And so Point Booster comes out for Ellen Pudge. Pings do come out, so they watched her take that. They do have the rune right here, or the rune warded right there. RD2L just farming up still, 2,600 gold, getting closer and closer to that Radiance. Reverend's not a whole lot going on. He is 0-3 and roaming around. Drums coming up on the Treant Protector at about 800 gold. Jubby, not really sure what Jubby's going on here. He's got a hook shot, but there's a lot of heroes here. He's not really going to want to. And a nice multicast there from the Ogre Magi with that Ignite, getting 2 pot shots over there and hitting on all 3 of those heroes. So ward does come out here. They should have seen that, though, because they have their own sitting right next to it. So Jubby's going to elect to hide back here where the ward can't see him, at least where he hopes the ward can't see him. And a pause comes out from Reverence as Dead disconnects from the game. So as that happens, we'll take a look here at some items. Urn of Shadows on Joseph Kony. And looks like another Shadow Amulet coming out on the Centaur Warrunner. So another Shadow Blade. Interesting strategy here. I guess it's just all about the initiation. Get everybody in and on top of them before they can really react to it. The problem with that is that if they get a gem or some sentries or anything like that kind of sight, that could spell some problems. Especially since he's not going to have the real HP to survive a lot of the burst that is. The burst potential that is out there. Tiny looks to be going a drum, so pretty standard there. RD2L, 2,900 gold, so 900 from that relic, another 1,500 from the Radiance. mech up on the Warlock. I would assume he's probably going to go that Aghanim Scepter next, being as he's kind of their core carry role type player, aside from the Naga. So probably something like an Aghanim's coming out here. Reverence is going to be working on wards and support items for a long time, I think. Not really going to be getting many big items. But yeah, it looks to about cover everything.
Much appreciated.
So flipping over to net worth, you can see that Ellen Pudge is sitting at the top of that net worth tree there. Almost an Aghanim Scepter, so only 800 gold away from that, and then she's going to have that that scaling nuke to add along with the Ignite and the Fire Blast. So let's see if the Radiant are going to try to defend this. They have Treant Protector invised up next to the tower, ready to throw out his Overgrowth, and Jubby's sitting up here waiting to throw out a hook shot. Pings come out from Lilina. She wants to go uphill, looks like. Ice Blast comes out. It's going to not connect with anybody. So Dead throws out the Overgrowth. The Warlock ult comes out. The hook shot comes on Ride. He throws out the double edge. Does a pretty decent amount of damage. Now Jubby is trapped in the cogs. And wow. Saika and Jubby both trapped in those cogs. Nowhere to go. Laguna Blade comes out. Cleans up one. And Keeper...
Murder spree.
Arnora.
Double kill.
All kinds of work. I don't even have time to catch up with these kills. Yeah, we get to see him. Picks off the Treant Protector as well. Reverend's trying to sit up on here and do some return damage, but if he's not careful, he's going to end up just as dead as his teammates.
Being attacked. Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Meanwhile, RD2L trying to get a little split push action going on. And Reverence is in a lot of trouble. Nora's chasing him down to the ends of the earth. Gets the stun and the flame. Yeah, wow. Well played there by Arnora. Throws out the Light Strike Array into the Slave and then just uses her maxed out Fiery Soul to clean up everything else. So, you know, playing a little bit of a different build in that carry role Lina, but doing a ton of damage. And a Mithril Hammer comes up for her.
Invisibility.
RD2L teleports to this top lane. Jubby's there with him and has the hook shot, so... Oh, he wanted to go in, but missed the hook shot. Thought Ellen Pudge was going to charge there on RD2L and led him too far, but she decided not to do that. Now Saika's in a little bit of trouble as Arnora and Ellen Pudge are here. Dead is... Wow, kills poor Reverence over the cliff. So I'm expecting action up here, and just a tiny micron down there. Dead throws out the Overgrowth, and Saika taking a lot of damage from Arnora. The toss into the Stomp. Stomp hits no one. Ride runs into the cogs. No mana to do anything else. Dead is kind of trapped off from everybody else here. The Song of the Siren does come in. The cogs knock Ride over the cliff there, so not able to help his team kill Dead. But Dead's in a lot of trouble anyway. He throws up the Invis, Urn on him, toss, does connect into the Slave. So well played there, killing the invisible Treant Protector, and Ride kind of skirts around and able to get away. Yokata getting blocked up here a little bit by Pudge, and the Ice Blast comes in and connects with two. Hook shot in here from Jubby, and he wants to kill Tiny. Tiny just tosses him away, throws out an Avalanche, but he's trapped in the cogs here, and he's going to go down to the Warlock. Ellen Pudge now forced to run away with Joseph Coney.
Shut up and say thank you.
So, Kanye's KomradZ able to get a couple return kills, but still falling behind. 21-11. Pull up the XP graph here. We're almost 10,000 XP behind.
Dire's top tower is
and 5,000 gold behind. So, you know, they're able to get some of these return kills, but until that Naga Siren gets up some items, they're not going to be able to do a whole lot. And Naga is going to be able to afford that that Sacred Relic right now. 3,900 gold up. I don't know what waiting for. Maybe to get the courier up there? I'm not sure. Ellen Pudge being a little bit crazy aggressive, but gets pinged back. Alright, all kinds of damage to himself in the forest there. Excuse me. And Roshan attempt might be coming up. Yes. Arnora is going to throw out the Light Strike Array. Use that Fiery Soul to throw out some mad deeps. Another stun here.
Radiant's
Rocket comes
top
in, so
tower is
the
under
Radiant going to
siege.
spy this out, and Jubby wants to go in, but there's nobody around here. If he sees Joseph Coney, though, Joseph Coney could be in a little bit of trouble. He can pick them off before any response kind of gets there. He'd probably die for that because of the stuns, but nope, they're going to elect to just pull back altogether. They're going to let Arnora have this. Just
Radiant's
attacking
top
like a
tower
mad
is
woman
being
there.
attacked.
Look at the
Roshan has
attack
fallen
speed.
to the Dire.
Another rocket comes in. Tiny, because of the
Immortality.
Roshan kill, able to finish up his drum. Ice Blast comes out, not going to connect with anything. So I had my doubts early on about this lineup and the way that they chose to lane this, but, you know, Trash Tier is turning out to really know what they do. Light Striker Ray does miss that time from Arnora. And gonna get a last word put on her. Even as the rocket comes in. Ellen Pudge hiding out back here. Very aggressive mid lane hero. I like to see that moving around. And Centaur Tiny, speaking of aggression,
Radiant's
these guys
middle
are looking for
tower
more
is being
kills. And
attacked.
those creeps are gonna knock it. Oh no, Reverence. Reverence, what are you doing? Reverence, oh no, the toss in the stomp and a double edge. And Reverence is picked off again. Poor
Dire's top
Reverence,
tower
0-6
is under
now.
attack.
And the Warlock ult comes out on Arnora and Ellen Pudge, but Stampede comes out and they're just gonna walk away.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Not the greatest use of the ultimate there. They didn't really have any shot at killing anybody unless they had dust on them, and do they? No, they don't even have any dust for Nora, so they didn't have any shot at killing them. And now the summon's just gonna die. Golem goes down, and that's some free gold. Radiant's finally up on the Naga. I guess finally. It seems like it's been finally because there's been 33 kills, but it's only been 23 minutes, so a lot of aggression in this game, and not a terrible Radiance, especially considering Rob, because he had kind of an early go at the beginning, 0-4. But things could start to turn around now. He is the leader in CS on his team, or net worth as well. So with that Radiance
bottom
burn,
tower
you get
is
that on the
being
images.
attacked.
He's going to farm up the
It'll
camps with it
probably
now.
be fine.
Except for these ones with mud golems. And,
Radiant's
he's gonna
bottom
farm that
tower
up.
is
Meanwhile,
under
this tier 1
siege.
bottom, he's gonna die. There's 4
Dire's
people
middle
down here.
tower
There's
is
no
under
contesting that.
attack. Radiant's
At this
bottom
point, the
tower
Radiant
has
have to be
fallen.
content to take whatever the Dire's gonna give them. They're gonna have to sit back and farm whatever lanes are available. Or KomradZ actually gonna use these images to farm up the Dire Forest by using that Radiance burn. So just gonna get gold wherever you can get it, and that Naga Siren is probably gonna outcarry most things in this game. Oh, and my fault there. Ancient Apparition getting caught out too far with the hook shot. Got all caught up in trying to show the Tiny here, who's going mech apparently. So definitely, the Naga Siren definitely going to outcarry this Tiny late game. I mean, Tiny does a lot of damage here, but without that Aghanim Scepter, without any kind of attack speed, he's going to be limited in his effectiveness in trying to play that carry role. Whereas Naga Siren, he's going to have that burn and going to be able to use that burn to get all kinds of good tanky damage items. So Ellen Pudge, this is the perfect example of this. Ellen Pudge is going to have to try to really keep these images away from the camps so that they can't farm up things. Arnora's scouting things out with that Shadow Blade. Not going to find anything. And the whole Dire team's going to just rotate up here, try to push this out. Their pause here coming out from the Radiant. So some internet issues here for Kanye's Crusaders. And the Shadow Blade is out on the Centaur, so kind of an interesting item choice. Looks like a Yule Scepter potential. Yeah, Yule Scepter are going to be coming out on the Ogre Magi. So good support item. Got that CC, adds the movement speed. So this Ogre with the phase boots and that Yule Scepter going to be able to really run into the middle things and cause chaos. Arnora still with that Mithril Hammer. Ultimate, yeah, Ag Stick definitely going to come out for the Ancient Apparitions sometime. Sitting about 1,700 gold away from it. And now look at Naga, 2,000 gold already. 3 minutes after getting that Radiance. So gonna, yeah, pull up the Boots of Travel. Probably gonna get pulled in here by the Reverence Ultimate, I would imagine, at some point. Dead flirting with danger here. He doesn't, I don't know if he knows it, but they just threw down a sentry, so tries to get Q. And Jubby gonna get hit with the Ice Blast into the stun and the Laguna Blade to finish him
Radiant's
off.
top tower
So,
is being attacked.
Not a good situation
Dire's
there for the
bottom tower
Clockwork.
has fallen. Radiant's top
Sucker
tower
is
is
up.
under attack. But Dire's bottom
We're
tower
gonna
is
trade a
under
tier 1 for a
siege.
tier 2. Rob KZ able to pull
Radiant's
that
top
down.
tower has fallen.
And now he's gonna be forced back by Ellen
Dire's
Pudge,
bottom
TPing
tower
in.
is being
And
attacked.
Arnora TP's back a little bit. She's there as well with the Desolator. So this is a true carry, Lena. Well, look at the damage coming out from Lena. That's actually fairly impressive. But you know, we say that, and the longer this goes, the more you have to feel that that Kanye's Crusaders have a chance. This Naga Siren are just catapulted up to the top of the net worth chart. 10,000 now. Boots of Travel, Radiance. Gonna be able to do a lot of split push, except if he gets caught out here, he could be in a lot of trouble, and that's gonna happen here. Ice Blast comes in. Toss into the... Oh, wow. Ice Blast does connect. Not able to get a stomp off the toss because of the Naga ultimate. So, well played there by Rob KC, but on the other hand, the ultimate is down now.
Rock it on.
The ultimate is down now, so that could spell a little bit of danger if they need it to do any kind of a counter initiation or just run away. Coney getting closer to the Aghanims. Centaur with 2,700 gold on him. Maybe saving up for that heart. I don't know. This game has been so kind of crazy with people going to different lanes and picking up items that I haven't seen before, or at least in a long time. That who knows what that Centaur is going at this point. I would imagine it's going to be a heart, but you never know. Arnora comes visible there right in front of Reverence, and Pinks come out, and Reverence just forced to run away because he knows that any of these heroes can kill him almost instantly. Dead invised up here. Ellen Pudge gonna take a little bit of Cauda Blast damage. Just kind of zip
Dire's
through the
top
line.
tower is under siege.
Not really that worried about it. Mech is up, has been used. Rob KZ putting
Radiant's
some
middle
pressure on this
tower is
tower
under
again, and Ellen
attack.
Pudge gonna TP up to try to take care of
Dire's
that.
top tower is
Tossed
under
by the
attack.
up the Centaur, the stomp into the double edge,
Radiant's
stampede,
middle tower is being attacked.
and the hook shot
Dire's
onto
top
his own
tower
player
is
in order
under
to
siege.
escape. So
Radiant's middle tower
Dire
has
end up
fallen.
with the tower. And no
Dire's
kills,
top
but
tower is
forced the
being
Clockwork
attacked.
to use that ult to escape.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
The Dire do lose their top tower, so a little bit more gold there for the Naga. But if you look at this, I mean, look at this graph. You have 4 of the 5 Dire players above everybody but the Naga Siren. So XP graph, yeah, things kind of dipped a little bit back towards Kanye's Crusaders, but a 12,000 experience lead and almost a 10,000 gold lead. So things not really getting better in any hurry. They're going to have to win a few team fights in order for that graph to dip in any meaningful way, or even to allow themselves a big opportunity to kind of come back in this. Rob KZ is going to do what this Naga Siren build does and just kind of be a bitch, throw out some images, working on that Manta style to throw out even more images. And if after he gets that Manta, if he can get like a heart and make those images really, really hard to kill, then maybe the Radiant have a chance at doing something like that, at coming back in this. But it's gonna be a grinder. It's gonna take some work, and it's gonna take a little bit of trash tier allowing them to get back into
Dire's
this.
top
I mean,
tower
honestly,
is
they
under
have such a
attack.
huge lead at this point that one would expect them to try to try to catch somebody out of position or to smoke gank, grab the Roshan that is spawned up to try to do something offensive here and try to get uphill. Because the only tower remaining on the external is this bottom tier 2, and honestly, they could take that at any time if they really grouped up and wanted to. Ice Blast is going to come down here, and nope, not going to be used. So the guiding rocket there, or whatever you want to call it, that was shot out, but no actual Ice Blast. While Arnora taking some huge damage from the missile, and then Roshan not going to be able to complete that this time. Ride going to position himself maybe to counter or initiate on a Roshan. Ellen Pudge just hanging out down here. Smoked up now, the Radiant are. 4 of the 5 anyway. They're going to head towards that Roshan pit. Oh, meanwhile, RobKZ's getting initiated on by Ellen Pudge. And forced to throw out the Naga Siren, or the sleep, but Ellen Pudge just burned from the Ignite. Just burns through it and able to kill him. Jubby misses another hook. Yule Scepter goes out on dead. Stampede now for Ellen Pudge to get away. I cannot believe that Ellen Pudge escaped from that. She was so dead. A million ways to kill her, and yet somehow she escapes and forces the entire Radiant team to teleport away. So, a wasted opportunity there for the Radiant to try to smoke into this Roshan pit. I don't think it would have ended well anyway, because nobody from the Dire was sitting in here. They were all sitting up here. So you know, if they would have snuck in there, then all the Dire would have had to do was just kind of loop right back in here, or just toss the Centaur in, and things would have ended badly. So that Aegis sat out there for a long time before Ellen Pudge finally picks it up. And Ellen Pudge gonna be going, what is that? What is that item called now? I can't think of it. Why can't I think of it? The Ethereal Blade. There we go. A little bit of a brain fart there. Definitely gonna be, well, not definitely, but most likely gonna be going ETH Blade. It'd be really, really strange. I know we've seen some strange items, and the carry Lena, which I have not seen in forever. I really honestly cannot think of the last time I've seen carry Lena. I know I've seen it before, but I don't think I've ever seen it in RD2L, and just well played by Arnora. Well played. Jubby looking for something. Blade mail up on him. Not gonna be able to do a whole lot with the
Radiant's bottom
3 out of
tower
the 5
is being
members of
attacked.
the Dire here, and just Arnora just gonna throw out some spells just to get some attack speed and kill this tower.
Siege. Radiant's bottom
Ice
tower
Blast.
has been destroyed.
Out push. RobKZ gonna teleport out. 2,700 gold on him, so able to pick up the ultimate orb if he wants to. Might just save for buyback though. Might be that point in the game where this is kind of do or die. Save for buyback. Hope he can win a big team fight.
Another one?
4 out of the 5 members of the Dire team are here. The only one that's not is the Ancient Apparition, and you know, it wouldn't hurt to have him stay off a little bit for the beginning of this fight so he could throw off a long-range Ice Blast and get that big AoE on it. The Dire are going to be satisfied with just letting Radiant turtle this in. Ice Blast comes in now into the top, toss into the stomp that hits no one, and Ride in a little bit of trouble, cogged into the middle of the base, hits it twice. Yep, Ride in a lot of trouble now. Blade Mail comes up on Jubby, Battery Assault's gonna burst him down. Stampede comes out, but not before Leash Seed ends him. And Yukata caught out there by the ultimate from Dead, and the ultimate comes out from the Warlock as well, and on Pudge, the Aegis gonna get triggered. So Cog's up there blocking out the exit. Arnora doing all kinds of work on that Golem. Yule Scepter comes out on Ellen Pudge. Radiant's burned now into the nets, and yeah. So
I'll kill you again.
Radiant winning the team fight, and actually Arnora could be in a lot of trouble here as well. Oh, the Cogs bumper away. Okay, so I thought that was going to be really unfortunate there. If RobKZ would have got caught in those Cogs somehow, that could have been really poor. But a 4 for 1, excuse me, 4 for 1 trade there, and I think that Saika is probably going to be a little bit ecstatic about that. You know, yeah, he's their core, and he's got that double golem and everything. But just being able to win a team fight like that and get some gold in the pockets of his teammates going to be something definitely worth having. And Dead going to wander up here towards the Secret Shop with 2,000 gold and going to pick up a Ring of Health. So, curious pickup there. I don't know what he's going to be doing with that. Maybe a Vanguard? It's awfully late for a Vanguard, though. You know, to me, Vanguard is one of those items where if you get it in sub 10 minutes, then great. That's a great item. You're going to be basically unkillable for the early game. But much past that, and it's just not worth it anymore. You're better off going with some other kind of health boosting item. A little cat and mouse being played now. Neither team really willing to commit. So we pull up the grass and you know, over a 15k experience lead there, just dipped back by that big team fight. So like I said, you get a couple more of those and yeah, you can make up some ground because they made up about 5,000 experience just in that big team fight there. Things have kind of leveled off since then, but you know, you get 1, 2, 3 more of those and heck, you got a chance. Not quite as dramatic a story with gold, only about a 2,000 makeup there. Arnora looking to go on Psycha though. Maybe. Waiting for the item pickup. What do we got coming in on the courier? We got an ultimate orb. So almost the Manta style for this Lina. And Psycha's going to walk right into her. She Shadow Blades up and walks right away from him. Very fortunate for Psycha there. Very fortunate. They just missed each other. He came down in this way, and she thought that he would be coming the other way, and so went down here, and they just missed each other. Dead is invised up, though. I don't know if he sees her. Throws another invis up. He's got overgrowth if he needs it. Stampede comes out. She kind of wheels away, not knowing that he was there, but honestly, I don't know that there was anything he was going to be able to really do about it. Anyway, oh, wow. Radiance Burn kills off the Tiny there. Good work, Robbie. And me focusing on Arnora here, being ninja down here, and walks right by a sentry, throws out the slave, and Laguna Blade, and then pops off Reverend Psycha next to go. Jubby throws out the hook and the battery assault and some blade mail. Arnora probably gonna be. No, not going to be alright. So the overgrowth comes out and paired with the leech seed enough to kill off Arnora. While Jubby's in a little bit of trouble, Ellen Pudge runs into the cogs there. So nothing gonna happen. So 2 for 2 trade there, essentially. Tiny died before that. Was looking at Rambo Lina there and totally missed out on the Radiance Burn. Wow, Radiance Burn, another Radiance Burn kill. So again, thought they were completely okay. They were just heading away from here, and Rob Casey just throws those images after him. So the power of Radiance right there. And now Ellen Pudge in a little bit of trouble. Naga Sleep comes out and into the Riptide.
Dominating.
And just like that, Kanye's Crusaders win another team fight. And this Naga getting beef. Look at that, level 2 diffusal blade to go along with the Manta style.
Dyer's middle tower is being attacked.
All kinds of items coming up on her.
Dyer has fortified its structures.
So, not as much recovery there as I would have expected. You know, I would have expected a little bit of
Dyer's middle tower
is
under siege.
But they did dip down a bit, I guess, because of the 2 kills.
Dyer's middle tower has fallen.
But still, you have to feel momentum starting to shift here. Trash Tier had a huge advantage, even 10 minutes ago, and just let this Naga farm. Really just kind of left her to her own devices. Didn't really try to do anything, didn't try to go uphill, didn't take a Roshan. I mean, they just didn't do much. And because of that, they've kind of opened the door for Kanye's Crusaders to come back. The Aghanim Scepter is up on the Tiny now, so a possibility of sticking around with that Naga, but just look at it. She was just barely, maybe 10 minutes ago, she was just barely above Ellen Pudge with like 13,000 net worth, and now she's a whopping 6,000 gold net worth above where Ellen Pudge is. So she is just getting anything and everything that she wants, and there's not really much of anything that the Dire can do to stop her. Ethereal Blade is out on Ellen Pudge. Oh, and RobKZ gonna walk right into Arnora, and Arnora's gonna decide. Yes, throws out the slave into the. And she picks off RobKZ. So Arnora, G.I. Jane, just kind of cloaking in, almost as losers of their life, and she actually could still die here to the Radiance Burn. Mech does come up, but she's still in a little bit of trouble.
Too many irons in the fire.
Again, well played by RobKZ. And you'll notice I stuck around that time. I didn't discredit his play with those images. Last couple times I was like, nah, he's not gonna get anything. They're just running away. Missed out a little bit, but not that time. So I do learn from my mistakes. It just takes me 2 or 3 times. Looking at defending, and Jubby has the Aghanims, throws up the Cogs. Kind of a weird placement though, and not able to get out himself. Toss into the Stomp, into the double edge. Blade Mail up the whole time. The Golem does come out, and wow, Ride goes down. Yokata to follow. So 3 down now for the Dire, and Net comes out on Ellen Pudge. Yosakoni taken out by the Mana Burn there on RobKZ, and Ellen Pudge gonna follow. So a full team wipe there. I don't. Over aggressive. Like, you've gone 20 minutes probably from the point where you had the decided advantage where you could toss up into their base like that, and you didn't do it for that 15 to 20 minutes. And now all of a sudden, when you have all these items popping up on the Radiant, you decide with nobody up, you're going to charge in there. So, questionable move there. I think that they've got to be at this point feeling a little bit desperate. They have to feel the momentum shifting away. They have to see how beefy this Naga is. And I think they just got a little too over-aggressive in their desperation to try to keep this under control. And now it's not under control. So we see things dipping way back. Look at that gold graph. It's almost back to 0. RobKZ, look at those images just burning and burning life points away. Radiants do need to not overstay their welcome here. They are making the comeback, but if they get caught out being over aggressive, much like the Dire just was, then you could see things turn the other way just as quickly as we saw them turn this way.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Ice Blast connects with Dead. And with Jubby actually. And Jubby gonna get avalanched. Maybe Stomp. No, misses the Stomp, misses. Overgrowth comes out now. The images come out to do some burn. Blade Mail comes out. Double Edge hits. Ride taking a lot of damage. RobKZ's here now. Throws out the Naga sleep. Keep everybody in place while he just TPs out. So very, very close to what I was talking about and overstaying their welcome there, but saved by RobKZ. Seems to be a trend in this game. Saved by RobKZ. 386 CS now. He's doing a very, very good job of keeping the Radiant in this for a long time there at the beginning. For the first 20, 25, even 30 minutes potentially. I really thought that Trashier had this thing under control, but then all of a sudden they just kind of let RobKZ sneak away and do his own thing for a long time, and now he's the head of the pack on basically everything. Roshan attempt coming up here. Radiant's not any way prepared for this. They have no sight around here. Pings do come out. They realize that it's going on, but there's no way they're going to get here in time. Arnora just does too much damage with that Desolator and everything else, really. She just does too much damage. It's almost dead, and yeah, here it goes.
Roshan has been
so Arnora going to pick that up. She's still on the deck.
Fire will never go out.
Looks like Ellen Pudge is going to sell the bottle. Yep, sells the bottle, picks up the cheese. And now the Dire in a position to be aggressive, especially if they come up here. Oh, wrong key. If they come up here and hit that double damage. Sorry about that. That stream's probably going to skip a little bit because I accidentally hit the Windows key. So Radiant in a position here to defend.
And it's off.
Much like they were last time. It's very spread out. They don't want to get caught by
there it goes.
that toss stomp. They're just the Dire waiting for Kony's ult to come off cooldown. That's got to be the only thing they're waiting on. Well, that and these creeps.
Players here.
Meanwhile, RobKZ's just going to send those images out one at a time. Do some good man. Well, look at the damage from those things. They can't kill them fast enough. They just burn and burn and burn. So now he's going to send 2 out.
Coming in.
He's going to let them burn. Forced to use a stomp and a double edge to kill those images. That's how tanky those things are getting. He gets that heart, and oh, God forbid he gets the butterfly on top of it. I think this is gonna be basically over. He's a one-man army at that point. There's no way they're gonna be able to kill those images, let alone him. Just look at what he's doing. He's basically killed Kanye, and he hasn't done 1 auto attack. The Dire forced away by images.
Double damage.
They do find that double damage up there. Warlock working on the refresher orb now. Got the Oblivion staff. He's a Perseverance and 1800 gold. So about a quarter of the way there. Free Protector with 2400 gold. Not sure what he's doing, and they decide to smoke up here. They're gonna go for Arnora. But do they have some sight for her? I don't know if they do. I don't see any. Where are we at? They don't. So they don't have sight on her. She can just Shadow Blade out, and she just TPs. RobKZ burns the ult and not gonna hit anybody. So Arnora, well played there. I mean, she knew something was going on and just decided to get the hell out. And a good decision on her part, because they were smoked up, and another wasted smoke on the part of the Radiant, as they had a bunch of heroes running around not doing much of anything. Boots of Travel come out on Arnora, so she's going to be very mobile as well, and she's kind of taking the spot of the number 2 spot there on the net worth chart in place of Ellen Pudge. Not by much, but she has taken that spot.
Boom, there
Taking an opportunity here. Things kind of dipped back down, and XP earned for Trash Tier back down to about their 15,000 lead. But look at that gold. I mean, it's gone from over 12,000 to just under 4, and so, and a large part of that is RobKZ. I mean, look at this chart here. You've got him at 24,000, and the next guy's 9,000 behind. I mean, granted, yeah, look at these. They got these 4 guys here above 12, and nobody else in the Radiance is above 12. But with Naga being this farmed, you don't really need the other 4 heroes to do much of anything besides give her cover. And with those golems and the hook shots and the overgrowths and everything else, they're gonna have plenty of cover for her in these team fights. So Ellen Pudge, I don't know if they spotted her, but they did. They definitely pinged up here, and the Arnora spotted out now. Gonna use Invis, but they have dust now. So I've been waiting for that for a long time. But they have dust, and Arnora throws up the slave and the light strike array. But gonna be caught again. Throws out the Manta. Here goes the net. Yeah, she's down. So pings come out to continue this fight. But if they're not careful, Tiny's pushing out here by himself. Does not have any way to get back. Oh, and RobKZ picks off another. And then TP's back to the base, so he's going to elect to defend this by himself. Takes some damage from the avalanche, but then throws out some images. And look at him just melt away Yokata. Is he going to? Yeah, he gets away because he'd already used the net, but he was taking a ton of damage there. And Coddle can just call in. He can just call in Naga. Whatever he wants to here. Yep, and that's going to happen right now. So Naga's here, and she's ready to party. And two of the heroes from the Dire are out. The golems get thrown down on top of the Tiny. Stomp and comes out from the ride, but it's not going to be enough. Mana all burned out. Tiny, yep, Tiny goes down to Jeebus. Ride is going to fall as well. Tiny buys back. Net comes out from RobKZ on Ellen Pudge. Ellen Pudge decides to Yule's out. Pudge is here, throws out the toss, an avalanche. The cogs, though, bounce him away. Not able to kill Jubby. RobKZ just tanks this up, and he finally does die to a multicast there. So 2 multicasts in a row, a 2 multicasts and a 3 multicasts, able to bring down RobKZ, and Dead's in a little bit of trouble himself, hit with the Ice Blast. They're going to stick around here, and they're going to kill it. No, they're not going to kill this. So they wanted to kill that barracks bad, but they overstayed their welcome, and 3 heroes go down, and this is going to be a good opportunity for the Dire to try to push this out, and poor Reverend's going to, he's going to take one in the face again. 0-8 for poor Reverence. Working on a sheepstick, 4,000 gold, so let's see who we got with buybacks here. On the part of the Radiant, 4 out of the 5 actually have buybacks, but not the Naga Siren. So Naga Siren with the heart and working on that butterfly out for 40 seconds. So that could spell a little bit of trouble here, especially given the fact that the golems are down. Overgrowth is still up, so they're going to be able to hold this probably, but not in a great position. And actually, yeah, they're definitely going to be able to hold this. 20 seconds is all that's left. They have a 5-second glyph, plus everything else that's going on here. They should be able to hold this. It's not going to be easy. They might lose the tower, but they should be able to hold the Rex. And Psycha in a little bit of trouble. He played it up. 2 multicasts again. No one budged. These multicasts is just hitting pay dirt. And remember when I said they were going to hold this? I don't know if they're going to be able to now. RD2L does teleport in, throws out some images. Avalanche will hit. Psycha buys back. Stampede into the middle of a Naga ult. So they're going to be able to set this up, and Dead throws out the Overgrowth. Yokata in a lot of trouble, does throw out the toss. Yokata's going to melt down. Ellen Pudge also melts down. Ride in a bit of trouble himself, trying to fight this out. Gets cogged up, and he dies as well.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Oh, meanwhile, Arnora sneaks in here. Kills I'm looking at the heroes, and she's destroying bases.
Incoming!
So she's able to pull out the barracks and the tier 4 or the tier 3 there. Kills the melee too, so good for her. Keeping this thing as close as she possibly can. 32-34 now the kill score. 20,000 experience lead for the Dire and about 4,000 gold. Ice Blast connects on 4. So that's going to be a good deterrent, especially since he's got the Aghanim Scepter on. So that's in 17 seconds of no regen and taking some damage. KomradZ buys back. RD2L teleports back into the fray. So 3 heroes for the Dire are up. Gonna try to hold this.
Rock it on!
Pipe of Insight comes up. A little bit of protection from magic damage, but Ignite on Jubby's gonna mitigate some of that. Here comes the Ice Blast and the Slave. Ice Blast connects on 2. Centaur is up now. He teleports into the fray. They get both of the barracks here. And stomp on 2. Down goes Jubby. Down goes Psycha. Down goes Dead. So 3 heroes fall for the Radiant for the 2 barracks here mid. And all the Dire are up. Jubby does have a buyback. Psycha does not. He already did.
Oh, you're hot.
KomradZ gonna use these images to try to stop some of this push that's going on in the top lane. So a game that's had some ups and downs and some swings, getting fairly exciting now as we're getting to the point where it's going to be who can survive a team fight and destroy the other team's base. Dire are looking pretty good here. They have 3 heroes down for 30 seconds. They have a bottom melee barracks down already. And Ellen Pudge is just going to run right into this, not caring. She is giving, giving zero shits. She is the honey badger.
Homing in.
Chubby connects with a creep on that hook, and then gets a lot of creeps in his cogs. But the Dire, they decided to pull it back off, and then they reinitiated for a second, but decided not to follow up with that, and so another melee barracks does go down. And a big push going on here on the bottom.
And it's off.
So a team finally gets a little bit of a push there, gets a little advantage, and then decides to not overstay their welcome and pulls back a little bit. So Dire now, things were looking bad for them. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about the incomplete ups and downs, things were looking very, very, very good for them. And then things were starting to slowly look down for them, and now things are looking good again. Arnora being a little crazy again, running in here. She's looking for somebody, finds some images, decides, nope, I don't want any of that. And she's going to walk away. Oh, she's going to walk right into this Roshan pit, and there's going to be another Aegis and some more cheese going on. The Radiant have not made any indications that they know that this is going on. So they're going to be up here chasing after Ellen Pudge. But Ellen Pudge is going to TP back towards the middle lane and try to help her teammates out with this Roshan.
Roshan has fallen
There goes
to the
Rosh.
dawn.
Aegis picked up by
This
Arnora.
fire will
And
never
Ellen
go
Pudge will pick
out.
up the cheese again. All 5 Radiant heroes up on this top lane. The only one they got left, so they need, well, that has a melee barracks. They feel the need here, I'm sure, to get this other opposing barracks out so that the lanes will kind of balance off a little bit. But the Dire are not going to give them a chance to. Look at Ellen Pudge and Yokata. They're
Radiant's
just going to kill
middle
this
barracks
range
is being
barracks.
attacked.
Yeah, not even a chance to get back in time.
Radiant's
This gem
middle
has been sitting
barracks
here for
has
forever.
fallen.
I don't know who originally dropped that gem when they
Dire has
died,
fortified
but
its
it has
structures.
seriously been sitting there for a long time. TP back here to the Dire base. Golems come out after the Naga sleep. Yokata taking a ton of damage. Psycha falls.
Great teamwork. You vicious thugs.
Chubby
Those
falls.
people had families.
Song of the Siren comes out, but Arnor had the BKB up until she slept at the last second. RD2L TP's away. So no barracks, no tower, 3 deaths, and lose a barracks of their own. Not a good fight there at all.
Radiant's middle
Needless
tower
to
is
say for the
being
Radiant.
attacked.
And look at Centaur. Poor Reverence. Run, Coddle. Run like the wind. I don't know. I don't know if he can catch him. Oh, with the Shadow Blade he's going to, but he's not going to have a stomp. Gonna have to, no, he can't body block him either, so he auto attacks, Gets stunned from the mana leak and then sheeped. And then Reverence able to run away. RD2L though might want a piece of this Centaur. I don't know if he really does though, because Joseph Kony and Yokata aren't too far off. So instead he's just gonna throw some images out, scout out a little bit for himself, and yeah, he's gonna decide nope, and run away. So Veil of Discord here up on the Ogre to go along with a full Daedalus on Lina. Gosh. RD2L decided to turn back around there. He might actually, nope, he won't. Wow, look at that, 30 health on Yokata. Once again,
will be mine.
I just, this game has been about twists and turns, and I keep thinking that, oh no, they're not going to do that. That would be very, very silly / stupid to do something like that. But he definitely, he decided to go back in there and paid for it. He almost got 2 kills, but forced to buy back. These images doing some work here on Arnora. Look at that burn. They can't kill the images fast enough. Unless she can juke him off. No, she's gonna lose the Aegis. So in retrospect now, you know, maybe not a terrible trade. He gets the Aegis, he gets a hero kill, he forces Tiny back. But he did have to buy back. Does lose the gold for dying. I don't know. Not a good play. Oh, and the Veil of Discord into the ETH Blade, into the multicast, and another multicast, and Laguna Blade, and Ellen Pudge able to clean up dead there with the Ignite damage. August Siren effectively 6-slotted here. Not sure what she's going to do with her gold. She already bought back. I guess just save for the next time she can buy back, which is going to be in 4.5 minutes now. Push coming in here on the top lane, but only 2 Dire heroes to support it. We've reached the 60-minute mark, which is kind of crazy because I really felt this game was not going to get this far, but it has, and it's been a good one. It's been twists and turns, up and downs, and both teams with some really good plays, and both teams with some kind of head scratchers. But RD2L sending these images out again to do some damage. Arnora, as tanky, well, not tanky, as much damage as she does do, and she's forced to use the cheese there. pass to her from Ellen Pudge. And even then, look at how much 700 damage there. Uses almost all her mana, or loses almost all her mana, I should say, because I'm sure the mana burn from those images did a lot of that. But RD2L is basically a team to himself right now. 6 slotted, the images, the radiance burn. He just kind of throws things wherever they're gonna go and does it. Ellen Pudge wandering in now, throws out a 3 multicast undead. Seriously, these multicast. Ellen Pudge, you need to go to a craps table immediately after this. And Arnor in a lot of trouble here. Tries to manta out, but not gonna happen, and she basically kills herself on the blade mail. Ride hits the cogs like 3-4 times. Tries to stomp, hits nothing. Yokata sheeped up after the avalanche. Now the overgrowth.
Under attack.
And now the golems crash down, and there goes Yokata, and there goes Ride. Ellen Pudge does destroy the bottom barracks, so they have that to worry about, but now they're just going to go for the GG push. Jubby throws out the long range. Oh, Ellen Pudge does a ton of damage to herself, but it's enough to kill Jubby too. The Naga Siren not going to get into range with that ult. No, Ellen Pudge just can TP out. So poor Jubby hooks into a creep to try to protect his base a little bit from Ellen Pudge, or maybe to try to keep Ellen Pudge in the base. I don't really know. He wasn't anywhere close with that hook to keep her there, but hooks in there, throws up the cogs to separate himself, not able to clear it in time, and then ends up ETH bladed and multicast. So here comes RD2L, and they are just going to go for this GG push. There's 30 seconds here, and there are no buybacks. Well, there comes the buyback from the Tiny. So I guess there was one buyback that I just didn't see. Kanye in a lot of trouble there, taking a ton of damage. ETH Blade up here on Psyche again, and murdered by Ellen Pudge, who's got a mega kill streak, and RD2L throws out the splash. Pig comes out on Ellen Pudge. RD2L is just kind of running in circles. What is he doing? He throws out the net on the Tiny. Choosing not to damage anybody. Throws out a Riptide now. Stampede to get away. I really felt that RD2L had a chance to maybe kill at least one hero, maybe 2, and decides instead to he ran in circles. I don't know if he couldn't figure out if there was a miscommunication there on his team, if he was trying to say, hey, let's get out of here, and they were trying to say, no, let's stay, or if he was just trying to Radiance burn them or what, but he just kind of ran in circles around 2 heroes when a couple auto attacks from him, and things could have gone a little differently here. And so now those images going to come in here again, try to do some damage here. Arnora ETH Blade, or no, not ETH Blade, Ghost Scepters herself to keep herself off of those images. And look at the images chasing poor Ancient Apparition into the fountain. Look at that! Oh my goodness! Look at that thing taking that much damage. Good lord! Jubby in a little bit of trouble. He's ETH Bladed up, and stun comes up on him. Ride in the meantime, in the middle of everybody. He does have a Blink Dagger now. RD2L just ults and walks away. Ice Blast hits nobody. TP coming in from Arnora. They want this. This is basically the fight for the game. Yokata gets chained up, overgrowth, and Yokata's gonna fall. Arnora, in the meantime, gonna kill dead. Yep. Ride in a lot of trouble, separated away from his team, and he falls as well. Arnora falls to the Naga Siren. The burn does get her. Thought Reverence was gonna pick up a kill there. No, he actually has picked up a kill recently. Ellen Pudge in a little bit of trouble, a lot of trouble. Yule Scepter up. TP. Yes. Wow. Good work, Ellen Pudge there. Knowing that they didn't have any disrupts anywhere near you to disrupt that thing, so she just TPs out. So trying to get that GG Rax there, and not successful, losing 3 heroes for just the Treant Protector. And once again, we have one buyback on the side of the Dire, but it's a hero that's already alive. So the Ogre Magi, if he does die, could buy back, but at this point in time, not really helpful towards his team. The rest of whom are going to be out for 20 seconds for the Centaur, and 30, over 30 for the other 2. Divine Rapier comes out on the Naga Siren. I like this. Let's go for everything. All the chips are on the table now. RD2L just going to walk up to these towers and try to do as much as he can to it. And look at those chunks go. Ice Blast comes out, will connect. So no healing coming from that last word, but look at the damage he's doing. Jubby throws out the cogs, blocks off RobKZ from the tower there. He can't hit it, but with his hero, the images are doing a lot of damage to it, but a bit of a misplay there from Jubby. Throws out those cogs, and RobKZ couldn't get to the tower, the tier 4s there. He had a legitimate shot to end this game right there, and blocked off by his own teammate. Three of the Radiant die because of that, and RobKZ is forced to run for his life, and he's got that rapier. If that rapier falls into the hands of trash tier, then Radiant are in a lot of trouble. RobKZ does have a teleport, but there's so many stuns on the side of the Dire that if he gets caught with any of them, he's gonna not get interrupted. But they decide just not even to bother with it, TPing bottom instead. Oh, and look at the damage coming out on Dead, and he's gone. So they're gonna go for the GG push themselves. 3 buybacks come out on the side of the Radiant, and the Dire decide to back off a little bit here. Images come in for Arnor to kind of scout things out to see where people are positioned, and these things are gonna get. Veil of Discard goes out, Pipe of Insight pops, Overgrowth comes out on 1 hero, and that's it. Only the tiny.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Reverend's gonna fall here to ride, while Jubby is taking on basically 3 heroes. Jubby falls as well.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Dead in a lot of trouble there, but saved barely by the Naga ult. Naga charges in now, takes a double edge, which does almost no damage. And Arnor is going to focus on these towers.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Pings come out from the top. They have to defend this. This is the game, essentially, right here.
Destroyed.
The golems fall down to the ground, and the Rax will fall.
Radiant's
Oh, look at the Dire's health, though. The Dire are just melting to these golems as the Radiance burn. Nora and Coney, all that's left, and triple kill for Saika. 2 buybacks do come out. Bases are pushed in fairly well here. Another buyback comes out from the Centaur War Runner. I felt that they could have milked that potentially a little bit more. They could have tried to see what the Radiant were going to do and maybe milked a couple seconds off that, because if they die again, they're going to be out for a long, long time. RobKZ teleports up to the top lane. He's fairly confident that he can deal with whatever. And they're going to actually, the Dire are going to go for a Roshan here. They're going to let him take this Rax. They're going to go for the Roshan. Arnora is just melting this thing. Look at him go. And he's actually not even going to get the Rax before they're able to kill this.
The Dire's bloodlust for Roshan is insatiable.
This fire.
So this has got to be like the 6th Roshans we've seen die this time. And RobKZ, look at him. He's got the images on the Ancient.
Has fortified its structures.
They're forced to fortify. They throw out a stomp, bloodlust, ignite. Images kind of trail away. RobKZ, what is he doing? Oh, he throws out the ultimate. He doesn't have a TP for another 15 seconds, though. He's in a little bit of trouble. Arnora, Stampede in here with the BKB. Oh, and the Light Strike Array into the stomp. And RobKZ's going to die. This is GG right here. This is GG. Divine Rapier on the deck. Picked up by the Centaur War Runner. RobKZ does buy back, but without that Rapier, I don't know that they really stand a chance here. I mean, if maybe they can get it back. The Centaur War Runner is incredibly tanky, 3,500 health with a heart and everything else, but maybe they can, I don't know. That's basically their hope, is that they can get this back and get this GG push going on. Arnor going to catch Saika out. Look at the Cold Feet and the Light Strike Array into the glaive, and yeah, he's dead. Refresher was used, but nothing doing there. And RobKZ, do they think he's an image? They think he's an image? They walked right by him. And he's going to try to attack the Ancient. He dodges the Avalanche, throws out his images. He throws out the Naga ult, and the images are going to try to do some damage to this, but no, backdoor protection seems to be in effect here, and it's not taking any damage. RobKZ in a lot of trouble now, though. It was a good effort, and I think he's right. I think that was basically their only chance, was to try to backdoor that, but without the power of that Rapier, he didn't have enough damage to do it, and he's going to fall here again. A toss into the stun, yeah, and they're just going to tap out. So a 70-minute game, which saw 97 kills. A lot of ups and downs as we look at these. Oh, the last charts aren't gonna pop out here. But just great game. Ups and downs, tops and turns. 70-minute game that could have really gone either way up till the very end. I really feel that the Nagasaki with that rapier had a really good chance there. I have to say, like, I don't want to blame things on one play because I don't think you can do that in this game, but Jubby with those cogs kind of blocking things off there really kind of put a damper in that with that huge push. They had a chance to kill that tier 4 and maybe take that thing down to half health. You know, maybe not, but they at least had a shot to maybe GG it right there, and then Rob KZ just got blocked off by those cogs and not able to happen. So hopefully we'll have a game 2 here coming up after a short break. This has been an All About Dota production. I am legion170. If you like these casts, please follow our channel at twitch.tv/allaboutdota. We will be right back.